My name is Luke Poole. I'm 18 years old and I started playing disc golf when I was around 7 years old. First time I went disc golfing, it was because my dad brought me and some of my siblings out to play because his brother-in-law introduced him to him. I don't really remember a whole lot about the first time I played, other than it was a good time hanging out with my family.
So a story early on disc golfing with the family is we lived in Southern California, and there was a disc golf course about 45 minutes from our house, but we didn't have any discs. So, or maybe we just had one or two, not enough for the whole family. So we stopped at a Play It Again Sports and just randomly picked 3 or 4 discs so everybody could have one. Headed out to this disc golf course in La Mirada, California, and we played around at disc golf.
Some of the discs I use the most from each category. I putt with Innova Aviar. I just switched plastics from 2 different plastics with that. My mid-range that I use the most is Discraft Buzz. Flies straight, reliable finish to the left. Fairway driver, it's Innova Eagle, Innova Leopard. The Eagle's a little more overstable, so obviously we'll use it in shots fading to the left at the end, while the Leopard will be more straight or turn to the right. And then fairway or distance driver, probably Wraith is the most versatile, bunch of different angles, but Destroyer is my max distance disc. You use different types of discs in disc golf for different shot shapes the holes require, and for different feel in your hand and how they fly. So obviously a shorter hole, I'm going to throw a slower speed a disc that won't go as far, because then I don't have to worry about exactly how far I'm throwing it. I just throw it normal speed, and then I can worry more about if it's straight, flies left, flies right. If there's a hole with like a huge angle to the left, I'll be more likely to throw a driver because those are more overstable and will want to turn to the left. If a hole is uphill, you'll want to throw more understable because it controls with the hill better. Just different choices of what the hole lays out for you. See different shot shapes and going to different courses, seeing different ways the holes are laid out. The main 2 ways that I practice disc golf would be putting and throwing, the 2 main aspects of disc golf. For putting, I have an MVP basket, portable basket that I have at the house, so I can practice putting for that. Typically it's just inside 30 feet, circle 1. Just putting there 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, different drills, make 1 from each spot, whatever I want to do. Multiple putters, different things like that. For throwing, I'll either throw into a net and watch my form and try to fix things, or just work on my form, trying to change things, getting the feel for different discs, and can do that at home. Or I'll go out to a field or the course and take a few discs or all my discs, throw them from different distances, try to throw them different distances, and see how they fly on different angles to learn how my discs fly better.
Yeah, one fun memory is when we first started playing disc golf, there was a 7-hole, which is just absurd why you'd have a 7-hole course. But we had a 7-hole course about 10 minutes from our house, and it was a really, really short course. So for me, it was pretty easy, but for Luke and Jack, who played most of the time, Leah and Anna would come as well. But for them, it was hard. It was really a long throw. There was one hole that was hard for me to get to, but all the other holes were easy for me. We just went back there maybe 2 years ago, and that hole that was hard for me is still hard for me, but the boys just crush it and they're able to get it there with no problem. So they've really outgrown the course, but I remember when I could beat them on that course. I can't do it any longer.